أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sustainer of the worlds, and peace and blessings be upon the chief of our prophets and messengers sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this blessed month of Ramadan has given us a gift. And this gift, me personally, I cannot thank Allah enough for this gift. As I'll explain what this gift is. This gift is Ihtikaf. When brothers sit in the masjid for 10 consecutive days and engage in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I was not practicing as I am today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala some way, in some shape or form, made me do Ihtikaf in Central Mosque, Glasgow Central Mosque. When I went there in Glasgow Central Mosque and asked to do Ihtikaf, the guys at the office seen me and they went, "You're not doing Ihtikaf. You need a supervisor." And I was like 17 at the time. It's like, why do I need an adult to stay in the mosque? I found it so bizarre because I never really had that connection with the masjid ever. So I was like, why do I have to? Can I not just stay in the mosque? Is that not a good thing? Do you get what I'm saying? So I challenged my mum, right? So I told my mum, watch, I'm going to stay for 10 days. Mum was like, you're never going to be staying for 10 days. I go, you watch, yeah? I'm going to go. So I took my sleeping bag. I didn't even take my sleeping bag. I took my razai with my taqi and that, yeah? Ended up in the masjid. And everyone's looking at me like that they've never seen me before. Who is this guy? And then what happened? Allah give jazai khair. Allah reward the brothers that helped me in Ihtikaf. It's Brother Kashif, Brother Ahsan, Brother Noman. I say their names because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have felt attracted to them. They taught me how to pray. They taught me how to do the actions of Salah in Ihtikaf. So what happened is when I done Ihtikaf for 10 days, they taught me all the basics. Now what happened after 10 days, I felt so spiritually lifted. When I came out of the masjid after 10 days, I was like, I want to go back. I don't want to come out. I felt so good. I felt as if someone gave me a bath of all baths, yeah, and all the dirt just came off me. That's how I felt. And now when I think about it, it was the fact that I focused on worshipping and dedicated my time to Allah. Allah cleansed me, Allah guided me, and Allah showed me the sweetness of our religion, Islam. So I send a message to all the youngsters and the Uncle G's who do not shout at you in Ramadan, Ihtikaf, for snoring, even though they snore more than us. But I send a message that the month of Ramadan, this Ihtikaf, these 10 days, if you have school, take it off. If you have work, take it off. If you have college, university, take those 10 days off only for the one who created you, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Stay in the masjid for 10 days. You're sleeping, you get reward. You're eating, you get reward. You're talking, you're getting reward. Any action you do in those 10 days because you're in Sunnat Ihtikaf, you're getting reward for it. Could you imagine the reward? And the best example that my teacher gave me, he said to me that when you're in Ihtikaf, just imagine it as such that you're at the doorstep of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking Allah for forgiveness and saying to Allah that, Allah, I'm not going to go from here until you forgive me. Make sense? So we are here in the masjid for 10 days out of thing that, Allah, we are here. We are at your doorstep. We are in your house. We are asking you for forgiveness. Ya Allah, forgive us. Allahumma ghfirli. Allahumma ghfirli. Forgive us. Make sense? Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbi wa atubu ilay. You're asking Allah for forgiveness. You're asking for Allah's mercy. You're asking Allah to save you from the fire of Jahannam. You're asking Allah to make your worries go away, your calamities to disappear, for you to be successful, for your exams to be successful, for you to become a successful individual in the dunya and the akhirah. These 10 days, do not take it as they're just 10 days. They're not random 10 days. Make sure that you do itikaf. Try your best to do itikaf. Encourage your friends and your sons, your cousins, your nephews, every single male member in the masjid should try to devote his time in itikaf. This was a source of guidance for me, and it is a source of guidance for many Muslims. Many Muslims. Itikaf is something, it's called, self-cleansiness, you could call it. When you go to Turkey and you go for that Turkish bath, yeah? Have you ever been for one? Neither have I, but I've heard about it, yeah? They scrub you with a stone and then lie you down a stone and you come out and apparently you feel as if you just dropped from heaven, yeah? This itikaf, I promise you, when you come out of itikaf, if you have the ability, contact me to confirm that when you left itikaf that day after doing it for the first time, you felt as if you've exited the most purest place in the world, as in being the masjid, and now you've entered a place where your heart's not attached to. Without you even knowing in itikaf, your heart starts to get attached to the masjid, gets attached to the love of Allah, gets attached to the Quran, it gets attached to being there. Make sense? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who are able to do itikaf for the rest of our life. Every year comes, we are able to do itikaf, and if we're not able to do itikaf, we should try our best to at least stay 3 days in Ramadan, in the masjid, so we can ask Allah for forgiveness, ideally the last 3 nights. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the opportunity to engage in this itikaf, and may we be amongst those who take full benefit of this itikaf. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.